you doing, guys?
Everything's great,
Yeah.
apart from that long journey.
Where we come from?
We came from Gloucestershire and Worcestershire today,
Right.
so it's a 3.5 hour, 4 hour trip.
You got off lightly. I come from Plymouth.
From where?
Plymouth.
Oh my God.
It's worth the journey, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice countryside though, you know, get to see the mountains, bit of snow. It was great.
Yeah.
So you're recording the album. Has it got a title for it?
Not yet. I mean,
A working title.
We're working on it. It's too early to say. You know, we just finished the recording of the drums a couple of weeks ago, and Pete's been working with his vocals really busily. And you know, finding an album title, I think that progresses through the writing process.
Yeah.
You know, after a while, we threw some ideas on the table already. What the concept might be, or what the name might be, what the cover artwork might be like. You know, but I think that's it's a thing that will come up in the next couple of weeks.
All everything's demoed,
Right.
and then we're re-recording everything properly. So we're very happy with the content. Everything. It's a lot more. I'd say it's a lot more commercial. It's a lot more accessible. You don't have to think. You know, it's easy to listen to, but it's a lot heavier as well.
Yeah.
And we were classed as being a bit heavy for the AOR scene anyway, so we're even heavier now.
Do you find?
You'd like to say heavier, but I'd say it's a little bit more progressive as well. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's quite interesting what's on this album right now. It's not really. It sounds simple, but it's not. You know.
It's the kind of thing that, in a way, completely different. Like Iron Maiden, sort of. They've always been heavy, but they've got a little prog tinge to them as well.
Yeah.
Some of that, a lot of that stuff, you can hear it.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
Do you find people trying to put things in genres and pigeonhole?
For me,
it's restrictive.
For me, yeah.
Productive.
For me, yeah, because I was here last year playing drums for Newman. I was in Eden's Curse before as a drummer. I produced and was in Faith as well, the In Faith album. So it's easy for people to say that I'm purely a melodic rock musician.
Yeah.
And we really are, for Tainted Nation, a festival this is a great festival, and we wouldn't miss this for the world. But you need to actually, we think that we can appeal to a lot broader of an audience than AOR, because it only crosses into AOR. It's really quite modern heavy metal as far as I'm concerned, you know.
But with more melody.
Yeah.
The heavy metal itself is turning more towards the extreme, it seems, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that going on, the shouty screaming.
Yeah.
And AOR seems to have grown to cover up that gap.
That's absolutely right. I mean, who would have dreamed that bands like Dokken would ever be classed as an AOR band?
Yeah.
It's almost ludicrous to think that. And there are so many other bands where, because their music had some kind of melody in it, forgive me for thinking this, but isn't that a general idea? You know? But that seems to be how people easily pigeonhole things.
Yeah.
You know?
But a lot of the classic metal bands are now, you're hearing that's just hard rock.
Yeah.
And everything's just shifted, isn't it? There's like a shift in where it's all gone.
I think you progress while you get older. You know, you start different things and you get into a new diversion of things as well. You know, and you grow up with it. And I think genres change over the years as well. You know, sometimes you try to look back, but it doesn't really happen. So you progress in the same way. You know, nowadays music then was then and now is now. You know.
The AOR crowd is a more mature crowd. In the nicest possible way.
I do agree.
Because the metal, especially the core bands, have got the angry young men. And that's their voice. And then you grow up a little bit, you find relationships, and the material that the AOR side of things covers, it's not the angry, shouting, political thing really, is it?
Yeah.
It's more life experience, that sort of...
I know exactly what you're saying. I think there's a place for all of that. The good thing that I'm seeing, and like I said, I wouldn't necessarily class Tainted Nation in the AOR scene, but when you look at the newer bands like Heat and Eclipse, to name but two, they are young musicians that if they throw enough at the wall, it's going to stick to a younger audience. That's what I think.
I put Vega in that group as well.
Vega as well, but they're our age. All right, Nick.
He's wearing better.
Yeah.
I think there's enough room for everybody, you know, for every genre and for every age. You know, you get your new fans, you get your older fans, and it's just like what you want to hear.
Yeah,
you pick it out yourself.
I think there's been a bit of a resurgence in the we'll call it AOR.
Yeah.
The fact that it's got its own festival. There's obviously a market for it. You know, it's broad enough to justify a festival.
Well, I think you can thank in some part Firefest for that, because it's actually drawn people in, and the word of mouth has got to the point where nearly every Firefest has been sold out, if not every Firefest, because news travels about how good a festival it was, you know, but that's kept everything alive and has probably raised people's awareness of that scene. So, you know, this is following on from that to a degree as well, which is fantastic.
You could lump Steelhouse into that bracket as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's the softer side of metal, if you like. You know, the accessible.
That might be a deliberate thing where they want to be different. You know, and they want to be as accessible as possible, because Steelhouse festival site is a bit like this festival site. It's a long way to travel. You know. That's right. Yeah.
Right, back or front?
Front.
Top or bottom?
Take the bottom.
Bottom? Oh, Mark.
So we got front bottom so far, that's all.
From bottom.
Fast or slow?
I take the bottom.
Long or short?
Let's take the long one then.
It's a great psychological test.
It works actually, doesn't it? I actually feel like I've been raped now.
Violated. Mentally violated.
From the front with something long.
Well, last one. Happy or sad?
Happy.
Yeah. The way things are going.
Yeah, we are. We're as a band, we're happy. Good thing about this is, I mean, if you know Mark's history, even in the last year, he's been playing with some very established people. Scorpions being one. Pontus, our bass player, he plays with King Diamond. He was the bass player of the Poodles, but there seems to be a good chemistry in the band where it's very British, even though Pontus is from Sweden and Mark's German, half English. The banter is very British, and it's quite relentless.
I think the Scandinavian humour crosses into the British humour quite nicely.
Definitely,
well.
definitely.
The guys I've spoken to.
Yeah. I mean, we spend a long time watching YouTube clips of Laurel and Hardy and things like that. You know, which is it hasn't.
That's another point unless he's got you into.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I love what that's
So good, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So I've seen that video going around of them dancing to AC/DC's.
Well, I haven't seen that.
No.
We keep watching the one that's they're by. I think they're by the lake, but they've met two girls, and they can only afford 3 sodas. But they've come up with this plan where Stanley refuses to have a soda, so it doesn't make them look bad. So it goes soda, 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 and what will you have, Stanley? And he just says soda. Got to watch it, Rick. You've got to watch it. I'm not a comedian.
It's really good. Really
Someone
good.
tried to explain the piano.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
2 guys trying to get girls what's upstairs. Oh, hysterical.
Yeah, very true.
So you got touring plans?
We've just been asked to do a festival, which I can't name yet, in June. It might be July. I can't remember.
June, right.
Yeah. So we'll probably build something around that, maybe 2 or 3 other dates, you know, just to fill in, and then same again in July, and then we're looking at something in October.
That'll be like in support of the album.
I'm hoping so. By that time, yeah, we are talking to a decent label, but of course, it's about what they can do to raise the profile of the band as much as anything. So,
well, we hope to have it out in autumn at some point, you know, after the summer, and book around the release, you know, to have a few shows across other European countries as well, apart from the UK, and take it out there and just we do whatever we can.
I mean, all right. What would be the most unusual thing on a rider you've had asked for on a rider?
socks.
Yeah.
I've asked for socks. We used to ask for socks. I used to play drums for Paul Di'Arno's Killers, and we actually got to the point where if the tour was long, we'd ask for socks, because we could then put our old socks in the bin.
Yeah.
So instead of having a stinky suitcase, you know. So yeah, socks for me.
Yeah.
Socks for you. Shirts, t-shirts, white t-shirts. They're soaking wet every night. I change them up. 5 shirts go after each tour, you know. It's just like you can't wash it. Once you wear them again, it's as smelly as it was before. No, it's not good.
Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Rob.
Finishing the album.
Yeah, cheers.
And I'll be up there this afternoon.
Awesome.
I've got checking you out.
Great.
I hope all goes good. Win over lots of new fans, sell some merch.
Well, that's something we got to sort out now, is where we sell the merch.
Exactly. Go and check out taintednation.co.uk.
Now, if you're super cool now, yeah,
wicked, safe, standard, etc.
West Life. No, West Side.
So you cross your fingers.